They once were roommates as amateur hopefuls. Now Matt Godfrey and Felix Cora Jr. are competitors as world title hunters. The ring rankings at Cruiserweight's 200-pound limit arguably shows boxing's most skilled and competitive big men. While the watered-down heavyweight division has hardly any depth at all, there are good fights to be made throughout this underrated group. Fights like the one we have tonight. Matt Godfrey is what the heavyweight division could use. Young, skilled, hard-punching, undefeated. The last time he fought on ESPN last May. In the first round, he quickly let unbeaten Sean George know it wouldn't be a long night. The opening for the right hand was there. He took advantage. It is a moment that still gives him confidence today.
The buzz is still around, to be able to, like I said, be on that national stage in front of everybody in the co-main event and be as successful as I was against another undefeated fighter. It's still buzzing. People are still talking about it today.
As for today, it's a step up. Felix Cora Jr. will conquer any fighter who doesn't come in mentally tough and physically capable. The big Texan has impressed us many times in the past. A year ago, he met up with the power-punching current top 10 ranked Darnell Wilson. The Dingaling man got to Felix early, but Cora was the better fighter throughout. He peppered Wilson with shots on the way to a dominating 99-91 decision on all three scorecards. Then last May, he was on the brink of a title shot when he faced unbeaten Russian Vadim Tokharov. These two provided one of the most exciting rounds of the year. Tokharov put down Cora in the fourth, only to see Felix rise up and return fire. But the brutality ebbed back against Cora, and the ref eventually waved it off. His first career loss came in TKO fashion.
I felt that I had gotten a little bit comfortable with my position, and it was a wake-up call for me. Competing against a guy of his stature, Tokharov, was a great experience for me. It taught me a lot of things, and just being there with a guy of his caliber was a blessing. And it let me know that I can be defeated just like anybody else if I'm not on top of my game.
So now the question is, can Matt Godfrey back up his claim that he's the world's best cruiserweight? Or will Felix Cora Jr. be able to get back to where he once was?
This fight, truly in essence, is for all the marbles. I feel I'm in a lion's den, sort of like Daniel. I mean, you have all the elements of the fight against you, but, I feel that I perform at my best when I'm an underdog.
I truly believe that I'm the best cruiserweight in the world, and taking this fight and proving to everyone after I beat Felix, taking this fight will prove to everybody that I do belong in the top 5. When people talk about the best cruiserweights, my name should come up, and this fight will, get me closer to a chance at a world title.
No doubt it would. Good crowd here in southern New England to see their undefeated cruiserweight. There is Felix Cora Jr., hoping to be remembered as the second best fighter to ever come from Galveston, Texas. Back in 1878, a guy by the name of Jack Johnson was born there. 18-1-2 as a pro, 6 foot, 196 pounds, and presents a challenge to Godfrey, volume punching southpaw, but the natural advantage, and many southpaws have, he's actually naturally right-handed. 26-year-old Matt Godfrey, always a year behind Cora in the amateur ranks. They just missed fighting each other during those competitions. Plenty of fans from his hometown of Providence here. He's a perfect 14-0 with 8 knockouts. He's been 12 rounds before this fight, but he doesn't have as much late-round experience as Cora does. Godfrey has only been past 8 twice in his career. So both men have a lot of skill, so Teddy had to bring in a fight plan model who had a lot of skill, one of New England's all-time favorite world champs.
We're here in New England at the Mohegan Sun. I figured who better to do the fight plan than Vinny Paz, former world champion, king of New England. Vin, good having you.
Hey, Teddy, thank you. I love it. I love it in here. So let's try and act what they're going to do.
You're going to have to be a southpaw. You love that, don't you?
Not too many people like fighting southpaws.
No, because they do everything the opposite way, and if Godfrey's going to stay undefeated, he's going to have to do it against Cora, a southpaw. Now, I noticed that Cora, who Vinny will play, likes to favor the left foot. He's always on that side putting the weight, and he slips to that side and comes back to the middle looking for the left hand. It's up to Godfrey to control range. He's the taller man, and force Cora to slip over to his left, and when he comes back to the middle, bang, the right hand, the southpaw killer. For Godfrey to stay unbeaten, look for that right hand all night.
in a good fight, I got to favor Godfrey.
For Cora to win tonight, I'll play Cora. We've established he's a southpaw. He's a shorter man. Arms aren't as long. Godfrey likes to stay on the outside, likes to box, likes to counter. I'll tell you right now, I think that if Cora stays on the outside, he's losing. He's going to have to get inside effectively. I also noticed that Godfrey, when you do back him up, he has a tendency to drop his hands and get out of position with his slipping a little bit, too much weight on the back. I think Cora has to back him up, and then instead of chasing the head, which is going to be a big invitation, bend down, drop the left hand to the body, then go up to the head, freeze the body a little bit. Cora, the southpaw, the shorter man, back up the bigger Godfrey, and maybe get an upset.
Big step up for Matt Godfrey to face Felix Cora Jr., but a lot of supporters have come here to the Mohegan Sun Arena. 12-round fight. Cora Jr. so hungry to get back, coming off the lone loss of his career. Ed Claudio is the third man inside the ropes.
Felix, we all know the rules in the dressing room. We're going 12 rounds or less for the ABA and NBF Cruiserweight Championship belts, okay? I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times and respect my commands at all times. Let's touch him up. Let's do this, baby.
All right. And let's do the ring experience, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. You see, Cora has had the longer pro career, 7 more fights, and the edge in total rounds as a pro. Godfrey, a former 2-time U.S. National and National Golden Gloves champ, and ranked now among all the Alphabet Soup organization's top 10 as a cruiserweight. Cora, the southpaw, in the blue, the unbeaten Godfrey in the white.
Already a little wrinkle there for the undefeated Godfrey, who's comfortable with over 200 amateur fights to his credit. He's comfortable switching to the southpaw stance, so he figures, hey, why not come out early in the biggest fight of my career as a southpaw and put a little twist in here, maybe a little more confusion for Cora. I think he's hurting himself, I say it right now. He might go out there and win the fight easy. But by going southpaw, not his natural side, I know he's comfortable there. He's like a switch hitter. He can go to either side of the plate. But by going southpaw, he takes away maybe the best weapon against the southpaw, the right hand. That has been taken out of the equation now early by Godfrey. The only right hand he can use is not a power one. It's a jab and sometimes a hook. But the power one, the one with the right foot behind it, the one that knocked out Cora in his last fight, Joe, 11 months ago, that right hand is not in front of Cora as a threat right now.
Very interesting strategy early on by the undefeated prospect who's trying to break on through to contender status.
This is a step up in the pro ranks for Godfrey. Cora has fought the better competition, and you never know how you're going to handle a step up. Maybe you think too much. You look to grab an edge too much instead of just doing what you should be doing.
Teddy, 20 years ago this night in Las Vegas, Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard. And what did Hagler do when he came out to face Ray in that fight?
Exactly what we're talking about.
Overthinking, he was the southpaw, he went orthodox. Same thing. So maybe the New Englander, covering the form of Hagler, the other New Englander from 20 years ago tonight. Tonight's the anniversary.
A very good example of that possible strategy. And again, why? When you're in a tough moment, a big moment, instead of doing what has gotten you there, sometimes you think, I got to do something else. Right now, Godfrey acting like I have to do something else. Turning southpaw, surprising everybody. The quicker hands, as we figured, belong to Godfrey, and the ability to box on the outside, the reach, the length, all belongs to the undefeated Godfrey.
We'll talk about that effective turning southpaw when we return. Interesting first round here in our main event on Friday Night Fights. Matt Godfrey, the undefeated cruiserweight, here in round number 2. Came out as a southpaw, as he is still in that southpaw stance against the southpaw, the veteran contender, Felix Cora Jr. And it may have thrown Cora Jr. off, Teddy, because this is a volume punching guy that has set punch number records before. He only threw 25 punches in that first round. Now he comes with a straight left hand behind the right jab, does Cora Jr.
Two things I believe that would cause a little trepidation, a little lack of offense early on, as you brought out, by Cora. One, the surprise of seeing his opponent in the southpaw stance. The other, having not been in the ring for 11 months and having suffered his only loss, a knockout loss, the last time he was in the ring. That can do a lot to quell your offense early on. That can take some time to get over and realize I'm okay and get back to speed. In other words, Joe, your confidence can be lacking when you haven't fought in 11 months and you're coming off your first loss. And lack of confidence can take away from punch output.
There's that right jab being doubled up from Godfrey.
In order for Cora, not to mention, we mentioned 2 reasons why his punch output might not be up to par. Not to mention that in order for Cora to feel comfortable letting those hands go, he has to negotiate distance with a taller, longer Godfrey. He has to work his way in like he is now to get into a punching place. Not an easy thing to deal with Cora.
Misses with the straight left hand.
You know the style.
Sweeping left hand catches Cora, and he goes down. What a shot from Godfrey.
4, 5,
and he's in bad shape.
6, 7.
And the last time he was in the ring, this is the position he was in.
How you feel? How you feel? All right.
30 seconds is a lot of time.
He barely beat the count. Can Godfrey finish him off?
If nothing comes back, the referee will step in.
20 seconds to go. He hasn't thrown a punch back. He's covering up. That's enough.
You're not throwing back, baby. You're not throwing back. Okay?
The biggest fight of his career. He comes out southpaw, then brings the thunder against the ropes, and Felix Cora Jr. doesn't even make it out of the second round. Matt Godfrey still unbeaten.
You know, when you were last in the ring and you were undefeated and you walked out of that ring 11 months ago, as Cora did, with your first loss and a knockout loss, when you get back in the ring, you're not sure yourself. You're not sure if you're going to be okay. And the rounds that are the most dangerous rounds in that kind of moment are the early rounds. You want to get through those early rounds and find out, I'm okay. Cora was not able to get through those early danger rounds.
Come here. The last time he was on our air, he had a first round knockout of Sean George, who was unbeaten. Now Matt Godfrey goes up against the veteran contender Felix Cora Jr. and impresses in spectacular form. Again, let's take a look back at the action in the second round, Teddy.
I think what you're going to see here is, for a moment, all of a sudden, and that's what it was, Godfrey went away from the southpaw stance, and all of a sudden, he was in the orthodox stance. He caught him with the right hand, the power punch that we were saying would be a problem for Cora, and then came back again. He's in the orthodox stance now. The right hand started it, and what finished it was the left hook, a left hook thrown by an orthodox fighter. And at the end, you could see Godfrey letting his hands go, knowing that the referee was poised to do that, to stop the fight. But really, a smart move. Godfrey coming out early as a southpaw, and then in the middle of that round, Joe turning to orthodox, hurting Cora with the right hand, a punch that hurt southpaws, and finishing with the left hook from the orthodox stance.
Got to get one at a time.
Matt Gottfried said.